so much for this your Holy Sabbath. Thank you for blessing your people to come from far here to the house of prayer. Thank you for making your Holy Spirit available to lead and guide and teach us all that we need to learn today, Father. Be glorified as we, your people, are edified. Mercy on those who have tried that they will arrive safely. In Jesus' name.
Jesus.
Amen. Amen. Hebrews chapter 2. I want to start at verse 16. Now, these are the reasons why Christ is greater than. We'll look at works of salvation in verses 5 onward, and then we also looked at last week how he's greater than death. But now, this is inside privileged information. You know, when stuff happens, I was telling my wife the other day, I said, you know, the media is so funny. Stuff will happen and they'll cut in and say, breaking news. Watch this. Who is it breaking for? Because the ones telling it, they don't just know. They've been knowing. All right? Whoever's reporting this, it ain't breaking to them. So now watch this. This would be breaking news to the whole world because there is no way we could have or would have known this except God revealed it to us. Now, according to verse 16, we're talking about how to deliver man and how is it going to be done and what to do. It says he didn't take on the nature of who? Now that's interesting because they messed up too.
Yeah.
Boy, you weren't the only one.
Wow.
Big time.
Watch this. The Amplified says, for as we all know, he, Christ, did not take hold the fallen angels to give them a helping and delivering hand.
Oh.
But he did take hold of the fallen descendants of Abraham to reach out to them a helping and delivering hand.
Wow. Ooh,
Now you got to ask the question then, why did he help us and not help them?
Wow.
Since they were created before we were, and they outrank us.
Yeah. That's good.
Our journey is a faith journey on what we have not seen, but they are there. They're with God. You know, that's, you know, they're, yeah. We haven't, you know, our journey is different.
It shows you too how special man is to God.
Exactly.
Anybody else?
I like that idea. That was good the way that, you know, like you said, you know, we haven't experienced nothing of God, so they're kind of, to me, they're kind of like, okay, you know, y'all have been to this point. Y'all should know better.
Y'all there where we trying to get to.
Exactly. But these down here, they haven't made this level. It's like a supervisor and a, you know, employee, you know, so you would expect more from your supervisor than your employee because they know the ring. They know how everything runs, what's inside and what's outside. But the employee coming in, he don't know how to do this, how to do that. So you have a little bit more lenient on the employee. It's like sometimes on our job, you know, for as the supervisors and the managers, you know, they on contract. So they won your contract, they can go. You know, they just won your contract or they can get fired just for anything. But employees, we got to go through the procedures for them to let us go. We got 4-step procedures before we can go. So that supervisor has a different thing.
Now you're looking, but you ain't listening. So he didn't come to help them because they knew better. Knew better because of prior experience with the Father. Then what happens when we've been hanging around God for a little while, but we want the just showed up mercy?
Wait. We defeat God.
Why don't we get in a position where we take more responsibility because we know we have more experience? When you've been with God for more than 5 minutes, you shouldn't be still Gideon God.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, show me.
Yeah, make this wet, make this dry. Do this, do that. Prove to me. Not when you're the member of God more than 5 minutes.
You right.
He helped the one that needed the help. That is important because of the role he would assume. Verse 16 is a decision that was made before man was to be rescued. But the decision was also based on what he would do after man's rescue. You see the full scope of God. You've got to represent when you go into the earth. Now you just think about that. We're talking about a holy God. Now I don't want you to go on the earth and be a holy God.
Okay.
I want you to go into the earth and take on the same nature as man.
Yeah.
No, you didn't get it. Man is not calling on you, but when he does, he has to have full assurance that I'm calling on somebody that can relate to me.
Yeah.
I think the church has done a fair job trying to represent the holiness of Christ. But at the same time, we have done a tragic job at representing the relatable Christ.
All right.
Hebrews 2:16, it says, he did not take hold of angels, the fallen ones, to give them a helping and a delivering hand. They needed, whoever he gonna help needs help and deliverance.
Yeah.
It said, but he did take hold of the fallen descendants of Abraham. Wow. King James said he took on the seed of Abraham. Now, that's got to be settled in you what he did in verse 16. Why? You see the first word in verse 17? What's that word mean?
Well, I just told you.
That's a transitional word. As a result of, because of what we just said, which means if 16 is not settled in you, then it's irrelevant to read 17. You're not going to get nothing. He chose the nature of man. I need you to see that. What kind of nature do you have? It must be an unspoken. You said anybody say absolutely nothing right there? But but you couldn't stop your mind from turning. Watch this. It says he took on the nature of the fallen descendants of Abraham. Why didn't he take on the nature of the saved?
Wasn't it?
I hear you.
Wasn't it?
And even if it was,
Wasn't enough.
he said, I didn't come seeking the righteous, but I came to save sinners.
Come on.
Wow. Because there are stretches where we feel holy or we feel righteous. But holistically speaking, what do you feel most of the time? Not that. And this is what's important. Christ says, I need a people that can relate to me.
All right.
Now, I took on the nature of the fallen seed. Here it is in verse 17. Here's the reason. Here's the result.
So it is evident that it was
Is it?
essential.
Is it evident?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
What is evident?
Shows and confirmation.
Do you understand he had options?
Yeah.
I didn't have to take y'all's nature. He was not forced. He chose this. Watch this. So it is evident what?
That it was essential that he be made like his brethren in every respect.
Stop.
Yes, thank you.
Watch this. Here's the truth of it. You know why we struggle to relate to Christ? Because the church has done a fair job of attempting to present the holiness of Christ. And guess what? We won't relate to that. Because guess what we ain't? Not even on a...
Good day.
Not even on Sabbath.
No, not on that day.
You probably never in your life have told somebody, you know, this is the most I felt like Christ in my whole life.
Wow.
See how strong them wows was? We can't even fix our mouth to say that. Then what are we relating to? Because that's all the church presents. We don't present. Now we'll tell you he 100% God and we don't represent 100% man. And we're not so quick to turn to him because I can't relate to that. He might have some man in him, but not my kind.
Yeah.
Look at the verse though. It says, when he took on the nature of fallen man in verse 16, he said, I need you to see something. It was essential that he be made how?
Like his brother.
Now, made like his brethren how?
Every
What is that in English?
Every way.
Down to the
Nothing left out at all.
same desire, same everything.
He has to be made like that. Finish the verse. Why? In order what?
In order that he might become a merciful,
Watch this.
sympathetic, and faithful high priest in the things related to God.
Watch this. Wait. Wait. What causes him to be a merciful and faithful high priest in all things related to God?
That man's out.
He went through.
What he went through.
Made
His personal journey right there.
He was made like his brethren. How?
in
Every way,
respect.
every respect.
You gotta get that.
There's nothing like that.
Cover everybody.
Nothing he didn't struggle with that we don't
Every
struggle with.
struggle,
Watch this.
every opportunity.
The Bible says, tempted in all points, yet without sin. Now watch this. See, I don't smoke. So now you can put all kind of cigarette and smoking paraphernalia on this table, like 40 going on, and
It ain't gonna bother you.
Right.
it is something you can put on this table though.
Yeah, yeah, that will affect you.
See, y'all ain't saying that.
Yeah, come on.
And while you may not reach for it, you thought about it.
Yeah,
Come on.
Yep.
and an almost rich fool.
Watch this. And it's the personification of how it goes. I worked with a guy, he's at the post office for 30 years, and he saw a high-ranking official do something relative to this scripture. And he went and told on him. Well, prior to telling on him, the guy offered him some money not to tell. And the guy said he told anyway. And after he told, he resigned. And the guy's like, hey man, you're a good worker. You've been there for 30 years. Why are you quitting? He said, you don't have to worry about retribution and none of that. No backlash. He said, yeah, just because he's an outrank, don't worry about that. You're taking care of it. He said, no, that ain't the point. He said it's because of the bribe. He said, but you didn't take the bribe. He said, no, I didn't. He said, but I thought about it.
Yeah.
He said, I didn't believe
I would ever think about it. Come on.
I could be bought.
Wow.
Come
And
on.
even though I wasn't bought, he said the price was so high.
Almost
It made me
did it.
think about it. And he said, I need to retire because he said it'll probably be a next time. And the next time they might make the price.
That's high enough.
He said, what I didn't believe could happen, happened. Right. Watch this. Christ says, I have to become my brethren in every respect. Because we're going to go to him at some point in our walk. And many people don't because they don't believe he is relatable.
Wow.
No, you ain't never went through this, Christ. Not like I'm going through it. You've never had to encounter it like I'm encountering it. And look at the verse. It was essential that he be made like his brethren in every respect. You're missing God. This is the reason why he had to be made in every respect. In order that
He might become merciful, sympathetic, and faithful high priest in the things related to God.
watch this. See, if you're a note taker, you got to underline the things related to God. See, the foolishness that we go through every day are the things related to God.
Yes, sir.
Now, you'll say being a prostitute for 20 years was the worst time of your life. But God will take the worst of your life and produce the best in your life.
Yeah.
It is because of the worst in your life when God saves us that we become authentic people that now we can really minister to somebody else. You know, you hear what I'm saying?
Yes, my God.
See, because you have gone through some stuff, see, you can help somebody that's going through some stuff. You hear what I'm saying?
Yes.
See, when you haven't gone through nothing, you haven't experienced nothing, it's hard to help and relate to the one who struggles.
Right.
There are two types of bosses in all companies. There are some companies who require management to work every position within the company. In most cases, those prove to be the best bosses because they now know what every level requires.
Yeah.
Right.
Those who just jump to the top have no real compassion or sympathy for the worker because they have absolutely no idea what it takes to do the job because they ain't never had to do it.
Right.
It's one thing to want to have to use a clean toilet. It's another thing to have had clean one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, when you've had to clean one more than one occasion, when you go in there and it's clean, you know what? I don't know where the person is.
Don't appreciate it.
Thank you for doing your job. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't find it, but hey, yeah. You know what it is going there and it ain't in order.
Amen.
What a blessing when you go in there and everything is where it's supposed to be.
Yes.
Watch this. It was necessary in order that he might become a merciful and faithful high priest in the things related to God. Watch this last part.
To make atonement and propitiation for the people's sins.
Watch this.
Come on.
He doesn't just go to the Father and say, yeah, they done messed up again, forgive them. Yeah, I know they're a mess. But you know, we gotta do what we gotta do, Father. Come on. Wait a minute. See, the judgment of God should get us.
Yeah.
Say, you just say that right there?
Yeah.
Come on.
I was just gonna go back to what you just said prior to finishing reading that. One thing I noticed about the church world and all that's going on now is they've taken out the process of things. Like you said, a manager come in now, they just get 3 weeks in, you shot to the top. When you done missed all the in-between process, that's where the church world has gotten off.
Uh-oh.
I can come into church 3 weeks and I'm requesting to have a mega church. You done missed all the in between, so when you running a mega church, you just you in bamboozle somewhere. You just out of there. They messing it up. They messing up the process, the in between process.
And you want somebody to come to you and talk to you, and my door is open. And why nobody go in that office? Because nobody can relate to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Right.
We have a responsibility as a church. You can't paint a half picture.
The whole picture. Whole picture.
We don't respond to Christ holistically, Tim, because we've only painted half a picture. And nobody can relate to a half Christ.
Right.
It says he is a sympathetic high priest. Which means he does more than just say the struggle is real.
He sure.
Come on now.
He endured struggles. It was necessary. Because we're quick to tell somebody, no, see, yeah, you got problems, but your problems
Nothing like mine.
ain't nothing like what I'm going through. Like you got an exclusive
Right.
stock in problems.
Right.
Yeah, you done done something no other human in existing humankind of. You done went somewhere and discovered a problem that anybody never had before. Wow. Christ says, you might be able to do it to somebody else, but not to me.
Right.
I intentionally went through some stuff. The Father drugged me through some stuff for that very reason. That I will be merciful and sympathetic to your cause. Christ had to call losers and deal with losers, you call them disciples, so that when he deals with us, he's got experience on what he deals with. I go back and forth with my son. If Golden State wins this year, nobody will care because it's easy to win a championship when you stack your team full of winners.
Yeah, that's true.
No doubt.
Yeah, but see, you get blasted in the basketball world if a team of regular guys beats your team of superstars.
Yeah. That's what they remember.
Yeah. Which ironically is why San Antonio Spurs never get no love, because these are regular guys.
Yeah.
By and large, no superstars on this team. And so, how do they win? They win the old-fashioned way. They play like a team. Which ironically why most churches don't win, because we only want to respond the right way. Let's get 1 or 2 superstars and we'll just watch them play. And that's never what God intended.
Right.
When Christ calls his character 12, where are the superstars at on this team? So we are impressed with what he does, because my God, you changed the world with these guys?
Come on.
See, and while you acting funny, what you should do is now shout, because if he could change the world with these guys,
Right.
what in the world can he do with these guys? This is what you're not ready for, but it don't matter. Y'all done let the window down on the baby in the car? And the baby been choking for 4 miles. You enjoying the air. You just have to look back there, for 4 miles they've been, they're about to tap out. You're like, oh, let the window up, Yeah. I know some of y'all just choking in the wind, but that's we're just working a little bit. Verse 18, watch this. You ain't ready, but yeah, just make that face. Come on.
For because he himself,
Wait. Who? Who we talking about?
Jesus.
Okay, come on.
in his humanity,
So watch this. The writer's obviously on a suggested angle.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, in earlier verses, we have talked about the holiness and the divinity. He said right in through here.
Yeah.
I need to talk about something you can.
Relate to.
He himself in his humanity did what?
has suffered in being tempted, that's tested and tried. He is able immediately to run to the cry of assist and believe. Those who are being tempted and tested and tried, and who therefore are being exposed to suffering.
You didn't get none of that. Wait a minute. Wait. Y'all, Jesus never punched nobody. But he thought about it. When they was buying and selling in the temple, the Bible said that ran Jesus hot. Now, it ain't just a cord here just wrapped up, but he just reach and go get it. He got to go make this. Now, any parent that's to whip your kid, now you may have a preferred instrument, but sometimes that's not within reach. It just depends on the level of your hotness that they done ran. Now, I can go get something, and some of us have lived through whatever was close. Amen. Yeah, the shoe was not your preferred whipping instrument, but that's what was close. That was what was in reach. Watch this. He went and made something. Now, he didn't ask them to leave.
No. Start flipping tables and
He didn't just say, hey, straighten these tables up and
get out of here.
no. The Bible said he flipping tables.
Cracking that whip.
You're not ready for that kind of Jesus. He just came here. What the world? What is this?
Hebrews 2.
What is this? See y'all? We can't look at Jesus, huh? See, some of y'all talking about, no, let's pray right now. You're not gonna mess up my Jesus. You're not gonna mess up my. Upset, but he knew how far to go with his upsetness. It was written because you don't ever go to Jesus and say, see, you ain't never been upset about nothing. Oh, yeah, you got it twisted. You know. when they're hitting him and spitting on him. You don't think Jesus wanted to respond to that?
Come on now. Yeah.
Could have.
Then you must think he a punk.
Just kept his composure.
They hitting him with the reed and all that, bruising him and beating him around all that. You don't think Jesus is like, just one time, Father. Yeah. I won't not gonna like you until like next month. That's as far as I'll go. You know, yeah, you just think just because he Jesus, bam, bam, bam. You just think he's sitting there going kumbaya, my Lord, kumbaya. You think that's what he's doing?
You gotta feel it.
18 says, for because I got to deal with the atonement and the substitute for the people's sins. But before I go to the Father, my approach has to be believable.
Yeah.
It's one thing for somebody to plead for your job just because they're a boss. It's another thing when they plead for your job because I almost lost mine behind the same thing they did.
Right.
See, they go a different way then. Y'all didn't hear what I'm saying. It's one thing for Christ to just say, yeah, Father, forgive. No. You know, you put me through them same changes. And I didn't break, but you know how close I came to saying and doing some stuff. You know. He himself, in his humanity, suffered being tempted. How does tempted work?
Temptation.
Can't use a word to describe a word.
ATION.
I'm going to try that in English. What does jump mean? It means to jump. Can't use a word to describe a word.
It starts with,
Don't that amaze you in church and you ask these big old hard questions and anybody got answers for them?
it's a step-by-step thing. It's not like it just comes. It starts with you. Your desires,
your own desires.
you know.
Okay, hold on. Let's just quit being arbitrary and let's just talk about how do tempted work with you?
What you like?
Something that said before you that you like. Yeah.
You should talk like an eighth person.
What I like is. Draw my attention.
Who in here likes asparagus? That's good. Now who in here don't like it? So now at the church when we serve that, who's going to be tempted with that?
Those that like asparagus.
Who in here really likes chocolate? It's always going to be somebody.
I told y'all.
Who in here likes dark chocolate? Pull up a prayer meeting for y'all. Someone says, here's the point, y'all. It's only going to be a temptation. It's got to mean a little something to you.
That's right. Amen.
Wait a minute.
Pastor,
Yes.
I'm just saying, you know what? My wife, she loves chocolate, but she's allergic to it. And so every time we put chocolate in the house, on the table, or anywhere, she's tempted to get it, but she has to restrain herself from getting it.
Watch this. Watch this. When did you find out you were allergic to chocolate?
A couple of years ago, after I had a migraine for 3 weeks straight, and I went to a doctor, a Middle Eastern doctor, and she ran some tests and told me I was allergic to chocolate. Well, I used to go to Sprouts and get those chocolate covered cherries. I know y'all remember I used to pass around church on that. And, I used to eat those every day, every day.
So the 3-week headache was a result of an overload of chocolate that you didn't know you were allergic to. Wow. How bad was the headache?
I went to work, out of those 3 weeks, I maybe went to work maybe 5 days.
Is it bad enough you thought you was gonna die?
Yeah, I thought I had a brain tumor or something, because it was bad. Even when I went to the hospital, to the emergency room several times, they had to give me cocktails just to knock the edge of it off.
Wow. That's another Bible study, cocktail in the hospital. That's a real question. You feel a little sick, ain't you? Something wrong with my head. Wow. Watch this. Y'all missing this. A 3-week headache bad enough you thought you were gonna die. But yet when you see chocolate today, you still want some. Ain't that amazing?
And every now and then, if I'll be real with you, I get it. Every now and then.
See, that's the real point right there. See, y'all, it's not a real temptation if you don't do this.
Yeah.
We looking for Jesse, where you at?
See, y'all, watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this. Did you raise your hand on asparagus?
I do like asparagus.
I can't use you. Well, y'all that didn't raise your hand. See, y'all, it's not temptation when you put asparagus on the table. Because y'all that don't like it, you will walk past this all day. Oh man, but it's glistening with butter on it. And I love butter, but not enough to compensate the asparagus. Yeah, come on.
While we right there, I found out a little while ago too that I was allergic to shrimp. Now, I was mad. Look, wherever I went, shrimp was on that plate. Okay, so here's the story. Okay, the doctor diagnosed me. Okay, you allergic to this, can't eat it, right? So you know the struggle gets real. That's what we talking right now. Man, I've been eating this all these years. I'm gonna still slide me some, right? So I go probably a couple years not eating them. Keisha called me one day. Hey, bring some shrimp home. Okay? I bring the shrimp home. Look, she in the kitchen steaming it. I'm gonna defy the doctor. Yeah. I ain't eaten none in a couple of years. Okay, I'm gonna pop me a cup. She said, "Hey, just go ahead and try this right now." Right now.
She
Right?
encouraged.
Hey, you might have grown out of it. Shoot, boy, I took 2 of those shrimp. 2 of them. Had to go outside the house. I threw up stuff that I didn't even have in it. 2 shrimp. Just that quick. I'm talking about, as soon as I ate it, straight to the door. I started feeling, man, my head like it was like this.
See?
Hey, I'm converted. As much as I used to love it, you can have it.
Y'all, you hearing the stories, y'all laugh, but I need you to get it. The writer wants you to know that we can relate to Christ. It's tough because that's just not the picture we paint. All right. But I don't know what it is, chocolate, whatever, but it's some stuff that Christ wanted, but yeah. Yeah. Has nothing to do with him being weak or him being less God, but has everything to do with when you call on me. I need you to be able to relate to somebody you calling on. Go back to 17. See, God is so awesome. We don't give him credit. We just say awesome. We don't know why he's awesome. See, we learned in 16, I took on the nature of man for a reason. It wasn't enough, Mike, to just look like you. I have to feel like you.
Come on.
All right.
I feel like you feel.
Yeah.
I see it like you see it.
Yeah.
17 says, now what's evident?
That it was essential.
But something got to be evident.
Right.
In your mind. We started in January. It's not enough to know what is God's word saying generically. Now, I don't even know what God's word is saying to me.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why the Bible says, know those who labor among us. So now when we having a function, and everybody's having a good time, and then Bible just stood on me by the chocolate table. See, somebody's supposed to know stuff.
Amen.
Now you laughing to everybody, hey, girl, come over to the shrimp table.
That's what you do.
And if kid is over here at the shrimp table, we need to go over there and get him and take him to the chocolate table. Y'all got to be paying attention. We laughing, but that's how you have real fellowship. Yeah. Ain't nobody cleaned up last night, and we cleaned up the extra wine stuff. You got. I'm talking about, hey, I get all that. No, we don't help. You want to help him when you say that? I want you to help him clean up. I'll throw all that out. Y'all just go ahead. We ain't throwing it out. We pouring it out. Y'all watch this. He had to go that way. Made like unto his brethren, how?
In every respect.
I need you to get that. No, Christ is not a woman.
But
He's encountered things that you got to go to him. You can't just say, well, you ain't never had no period. You ain't never been beat either. You ain't never had no crown of thorns pressed into your skull either. You ain't had a cat of 39 tails whipped in your back until your flesh opened up and then they put something on your back and then ripped it off so that it all come bleed again. You never had that either.
That's right.
I ain't had it here, but I do know what it is to bleed. You can talk praise to him, he know.
Yeah.
He needs you to understand that.
What a portrait.
He says, I did it in order that. It's right there. I love it. That he might become. See, Mike, I may not have been sensitive before. I'd have been through some stuff.
thank you, Lord.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lord.
Yeah.
I didn't fly through it high. I fly through it low so that
Yeah.
ain't nothing you can come to me and tell me, no, Jesus. Not from this angle. Well, you 7 stories higher than when I flew through it.
Uh-oh.
Watch this. For because he himself, 18, in his humanity, suffered at being tempted. He went through. I love it. We've had a break. He is able. In Amplified, wonderful. It says he is able when? You know why? Because see, in the Garden of Gethsemane, you believe that you want to believe. Jesus struggled. You don't pray 3 hours to your Father because you ain't unnecessary.
You're right.
I know this is what we agreed on in heaven, but you know what? Now that I done got up to this point, hey, let's just be clear about this right here. I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Then he says, you know what? Okay, I'll do it. Is it another way?
Wow.
Can you remove this cup? Now he told the disciples earlier, he knew what the cup was and he had to drink it. But see, yeah, when it's up to your lips, he didn't, no.
Wow.
I don't want to. That's why he's leaning heavily on the disciples. I need y'all praying for me because I'm going through something right now. And the problem was they couldn't help him. all the gospel writer says, but God realized he needed help. And the angels came and ministered unto him.
Yeah.
Not to tell him don't do it.
Yeah.
You can do this.
Press through it.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Thank you, Lord.
Watch this. So Christ knows what it is, Mother Deborah, to get up to a thing and start back. And I'm talking about no. Because he has suffered being tempted, he is able immediately to run to the cry of assist and relieve those who are being tempted. You know why you don't get no help? You don't ask for no help. See, when it's serious, you don't just say,
Come on now.
it ain't real.
Yeah. That's right.
See, when it's past your pride and that you don't care no more,
That's right.
Yeah.
you end up fell off in water and can't swim. You don't be talking about, help! Help! You don't be talking about, help! I need somebody black to help me! You don't say that. I need a Sabbath keeper that. I see you don't get the law, I don't need your help. You don't be saying that. You hear a woman in the water trying to tell her, nah, you got to pass. I need somebody to wear the dress on me.
Wow.
You're not trying to tell me, you eat pork, okay? I need somebody to know eat pork. I need help. You ain't saying that. You know why? It don't matter.
It don't matter.
It don't matter who they are, what they believe in. You just need
Help.
and Christ provides the help. Father, we thank you and we praise you so much. Tempted in all points. You struggle so that you can relate to those who struggle. You suffer so that you can relate to those who suffer. We just thank you for the opportunity to show people that you are not the Christ for the holy. You are not the Christ for the rich and famous. You're the Christ of all mankind. You get the glory, all the honor, and all the praise in Jesus' name.
Jesus' name.
Amen.
Is it live?
Keep lacking.